Do you ever wonder what makes for good shear sharpening? If you're a hairstylist, you've had your shear sharpened, how do you know whether they did a good job? Or if you're a shear sharpener, how do you know what you're doing is correct? I've got some shears that we're going to break down and look at specifically what makes for good sharpening. So we have sharpeners that want to be certified with the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. And this is completely subjective because I know the name of the person who's sharpening. Sometimes I know what kind of equipment they have. I don't know for this person. I do give them a written test. I'm going to cover their name, but their number is 315578. And they have a written test, which we've updated the written test because there were some, and he's got one of the older ones. There was an error on it. I had ridge line instead of rod line. But I'm just going to check and see whether he's got all the answers correct. And glancing at it, it does look like, yeah, he's got all the answers correct. I think I've got these updated where it won't be any ambiguousness to it. I use ChatGPT to help me kind of make it worded a little bit better, and that really messed things up. So, might be artificial intelligence, but it's still artificial. So what I've got here is a beveled edge and a convex edge, and I'm hoping he's done these right so I can actually show you the difference between a beveled edge and a convex edge. If you're a hairstylist and you're wanting to find out if someone sharpens well for you, if you've got some older shears that you can give them to try it out and then inspect their work. It helps for you to know if the shears are convex and if they're beveled. Some people can do a great job on beveling, horrible job on convex, and vice versa. So as I said, all of these have numbers. These are the 578s. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm looking. Oh, look, that's a good way to send things. You see he's got tubing over it so it doesn't open up in shipping. I've got, these came in to me from today. I'll shoot a video on that. And they were just loose in this bag. That's not how you send shears, even if you're sending them for sharpening. This guy did a good job of the way he packaged his shears. They were double bubble wrapped and with this over them. So I'm going to pull that off. And I'm looking first if they're convex, if they're beveled. And I made a mistake the last time I did an ISSA certification. I looked at the rod line on the convex, didn't bother to look on the inside of the bevel, and didn't see that till the end. It explained why they didn't cut. So let's zoom in here, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So I'm looking to see if that edge curves to nothing. Do you see how that, you don't really see a demarcation? Little bit on this side, but not on the other side. Whereas this one, you can see that, you see that white line there? Where it's flat. See, this is a bevel. So he's definitely convex to convex, bevel to bevel. I've seen a few better convex, but this looks pretty nice and shiny. Now I'm going to look at the rod line. The rod line is the little shiny line that goes all the way down and makes a backwards J. And you see he's put oil on it. Goes all the way down, makes a backwards J. He's got oil on it, which is a good thing to do. So that rod line on that side looks good. On this side, you're looking at the little reflection that goes all the way down. And you don't want to see it on the back. These are things to look for. This one shouldn't have a clear rod line. And yeah, this one is not designed to have a rod line because this is a non-hone shear. In other words, it doesn't have a deep, it's got a slight hollow, but very, very shallow. And it's not designed to have a rod line. So he's done that correctly. Now, the only thing left is to cut with them. So I'm going to cut dry tissue, and I'm going to cut wet tissue, and then I'm going to cut hair. When I say tissue, I mean plain old toilet tissue. I'm pulling my thumb out, least pressure possible, and that cut dry. I'm pulling my thumb out, least pressure possible, and that cut dry. All right, so wet. Spraying it with a water bottle. Thumb out. Cut wet. That means all the nicks are gone. Means all the nicks are gone, all the burrs are gone. That cut wet. They cut perfectly. So this person may be the perfect example of the right type of sharpening, and they're going to certify. But I want to check it on hair, because it can pass those and still not cut hair. I put a little white background against it so you can see what's going on. Convex edge. Nice crisp cut. Little bit of a push, but not enough to be concerning. Let's see how the bevel edge. Bevel edge usually will have less push than a convex because it's got little serrations on it that keeps the hair from pushing. But it's going to have a stiffer feel, so most American hairstylists, and even a lot of barbers, there's a thread in that hair. I don't want to cut that. You got to be careful when you use these types of things. Main thing, I'm making sure it doesn't pull, and those cut good. Last thing I'm going to check is the slide cutting. I've had some pass all the way here, but when I felt the edge, they weren't sharp. If it can't slide cut, oh yeah, that slide cut's nice. You see how that just pulling it through? Yeah, those feel nice and sharp. These cut fine, but I probably would have adjusted them a little bit tighter because as the stylist uses them, they loosen up. But that's not bad. That feels good. And let's see these. Yeah, these should be really super tight. So I'm going to reveal this person's name because they did a really excellent job sharpening. And if this is a sharpener in your area, you can feel confident giving it to them. And it's Matt Smucker. And let's see, where do I know where he's from? Oregon. He's all the way from Oregon. So Matt, you did an excellent job. Congratulations. And if your sharpener can come in and do this nice a job on your shears, I would trust him. So what's your thoughts about the International Scissor Sharpeners Association? Is this ISSA certification? Is it a walk in the park, or is it a little more difficult? Let's see what you can do. If you want to be certified, if you want to join the ISSA, it's for those that are certified. It's more than just a piece of paper. It's more than just an ID card. So links below is going to tell you how to be a part of the ISSA and also to get your swag and your merchandise. If you're ready to take your sharpening skills to the next level, I've got you covered, whether it's a certification or upgrading your equipment or getting some more sharpening training. That's what we're about. So call the red-headed sharpening lady, Bonnie at Bonica Shears. And remember, stay sharp, my friends.